Yo guys, I want to welcome you back to another of my videos. Thank you for coming, and just want to say that the Black Ops beta 2 weeks in for PS4, 1 week in for PC and Xbox was a very successful beta. I feel like we learned a lot. I feel like Treyarch learned a lot, and I think we should all be very excited for the upcoming game this year. What you're watching in the background right here is a heist gameplay. I just sped it up. I only played one of them. I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't my forte when I'm playing this game or playing Call of Duty. But it reminds me of like a Counter-Strike type game. You earn money. It's kind of like S&D. There's 4 rounds. You have to get the money, get to the evac position, and then you get to upgrade after each round. And with those upgrades, you can do attachments, you can do guns, anything you want, and that's pretty much how heist goes. There's nothing much to it other than that. If you guys want to, when the game comes out, try it out for yourself. I don't think it's anything gonna be more than just like a Black Ops 1, I believe it was like wager matches and stuff like that. Like just a fun little game mode for people to get a break from maybe playing competitive or get a break from the average pub. So kudos to them for adding it in. Not my forte, but definitely seems like it could be an enjoyable mode. And now getting into the rest of the beta. This is my final review of it, since there will be no multiplayer beta for the rest of the waiting period. I believe Blackout beta comes out sometime in September. Sorry about that. But other than that, we are done multiplayer for now. So first off, I want to say they changed up the movement a little bit. First, they nerfed the slide and nerfed like bunny hopping. So you can't bunny hop anymore for those people who were doing that. It's no more, and it will be no more once the full game comes out. I feel like that was more the people who are like called jetpackers. That's like what they wanted to do. They wanted to try and make it like Black Ops 3 and whatnot, but that's gone. The slide, they said they nerfed it a little bit, but I didn't really see a difference. I played the same way. I enjoyed it the same way as week 1, but they did say there was a difference, so that is that for movement. Body armor, I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure they nerfed it, but from my limited gameplay I was able to play last weekend, I actually felt like body armor was more difficult to deal with. Now I don't know if it was because, I'll get into later about different guns people were using, but it just felt like people with body armor were really hard to kill this time around. Like I said, I felt last time, if you watch my last video, it was kind of alright. Like, it wasn't too bad of a thing to deal with. It was just one more extra bullet. I mean, that shouldn't really cost you that many, and especially because they could only use it once in a lifetime. Like, it doesn't regen if you heal up. But yeah, so I did notice body armor was a little bit more difficult to handle this time around, at least for me. And then for guns, we're going to start out with the SMGs. The SMGs, the meta looked like everybody was on the MX when it first came out, which is the Vector. I'm just going to call it from now on the Vector, because it essentially is the Vector. It's just got a different name from other past Call of Duties. It's the Vector. But it seemed like that was like the first thing, because that was the very first submachine gun you had. And then after that, it seemed like everybody unlocked the Spitfire, and that was the gun because it shot so fast and it was ridiculously quick, and it's a mobile submachine gun, so people were using that. And then this week, from people I saw playing like competitive, like tournaments and S&D tournaments and stuff, I consistently saw people using the Cordite. So I guess the Cordite became the meta for those type of players. I still like the MX. I think that's gonna be my favorite gun in competitive and just regular, because it has the quickest sprint out time, I believe, of all the guns in the game. I don't know if I'm not 100% of all the guns, but I do know it's the quickest of all the submachine guns. So if you have that, you can use lightweight without having to double up on your green perk or number 2 perk. So if you can just use lightweight instead of having to use that wild card and have the extra, then that's pretty good, because you're not gonna have to use Gung Ho, which is gonna reduce your sprint out time. So that's pretty good in my opinion. That's why I think the MX is gonna be the best gun, at least for submachine guns in the game. And then ARs got a super buff, or at least the ones that you were able to unlock in this part of the beta, because there was the Vepr, which I believe you could unlock in the first part of the beta, but it was like a high rank, like maybe 29 or something. And then the Maddox. The Maddox was actually ridiculous. I picked it up. I didn't earn it myself because like I said, I only played limited this weekend and was not able to get to that level. But I picked it up a few times and used it, and that gun was crazy. Like, it was just melting people. It didn't matter who you were, what you had, where you were. If you got like 3 clean shots, you were probably going to win the gunfight. I mean, I guess you could say that for anything, but it just seemed like this gun was ridiculous and just consistently melting me. And then when I picked it up, I was melting other people. And the Vepr was actually very good as well. I believe it has the fastest fire rate in the game for an AR. And with that, it's very mobile too, so it's almost like having a submachine gun, but it does the damage of an AR. So it was really useful in my opinion. I thought it was probably the second best AR, but I got to use that one. I didn't get to use the Maddox other than picking it up, so maybe the Maddox was less than the Vepr. I don't know. We'll have to find out when the full build comes out, and obviously they're probably going to change things around because maybe people noticed that the Maddox was frying people too easily, and they were just like, all right, we gotta nerf it. So we'll see when that comes out. Onto LMGs. I didn't really use LMGs. I don't really care for them. I never really used them in Call of Duty. Never been an LMG guy. I would say the only time I ever like kind of used LMGs were Call of Duty World War II, because of the supply drops you could get for like doing LMG challenges. But other than that, I've never been a big LMG guy. And then snipers. Snipers I felt were pretty damn good. Like, pretty damn good. They definitely had a better aim assist than Call of Duty World War II, and people say there's no aim assist for Call of Duty World War II snipers. I'm not sure if Sledgehammer ever like actually said that or not, but it definitely feels like that. Doesn't feel like that in this game. It feels pretty fluent using snipers. I did enjoy the time I did use them. And then they're I forget what their name is. Forget what their name is exactly, but the other ARs, which is like the 1 round gun, the 3 burst, and then the 4 burst. And the ABR and the Swordfish I felt were really, really good still. Felt like they didn't. I don't think they needed a nerf. I don't think they needed a buff. I think they should have stayed where they're at, and I feel like they did, in my opinion. I felt like they were still a consistent gun, and they did the job for what you needed. And then for the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking about what prior Call of Duties have done that I feel Black Ops 4 should have. And I'm not sure if it's going to, because of the way the beta was set up. But also, again, it's a beta. You can't take everything that was in the game for 100% accuracy, because it's going to change regardless of what we liked and didn't like. The developers are going to do what they think is best for the game. So, I really loved the whole customization thing in World War II. World War II is my first game back since Ghost, and I believe the customization from from Ghost to World War II has been incredible. Like, I loved changing all the outfits on my divisions and whatnot like that. Like, it's just a little thing, but it's an enjoyable part that makes you like come back every day. It makes you want to earn things. Now, what I didn't like in World War II is how you got things, and how you mostly had to just put it through supply drops. And even then, supply drops were so inconsistent, and there's so many things to get that you could spend $500 on supply drops and not even get close to the thing you want, because of how many things there are in the game and the rarity of that supply drops give you. I think that was a terrible idea by Sledgehammer or whoever came up with that. But I do believe that the whole idea of customization is a really good thing that World War II had. Ranked play, I feel like World War II kind of screwed that up. The last ranked play I played, I believe, was Black Ops 2, and they definitely could have done better in World War II. I mean, they've had several years to put it together. I feel like in Black Ops 4, they're going to have it, and I feel like they're going to do it well. So that's a big thing I'm looking forward to. And then servers. I really think that servers in Black Ops 4 need to be as good as they like explain, or as they say. Like I heard that the servers for World War II were gonna be like these big like dedicated servers that is all set up that no one's ever gonna like have issues on and whatnot. But I did not notice that. I mean, everybody's had their connection issues. Bullet Reg has been terrible in this game. So as long as Black Ops 4 keeps up with promises that they make and go off the base of this beta build, I feel like it's going to be a great year. And I'm excited to play Call of Duty for the rest of this upcoming year. And I hope you guys are too. And I will be out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Chapo out.